The 42 goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67, though, and Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Bertiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down in the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Oh, into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Derek Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. And welcome in, everybody, as we're live from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We can at least broadcast this race, thanks iRacing, as we're live with the Gulf Coast Sands 280 laps to be had at this tricky four-cornered racetrack here tonight. These drivers are in for a tough task ahead of them, so let's go ahead and get things all started off here with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And welcome back. As always, these great races wouldn't be able to happen without some fantastic partners, such as ButtKicker, as well as JP Designs and 3D Prints. We thank you both for jumping on board here this season and supporting the NTRLs. Same thing goes with AdminBoxx. Thank you guys as well. And also a big thank you over there to SimGearCentral.com. Some great button boxes over there. Be sure to go check them on out. Same thing with TrackDogsRacing.com. Go ahead and check them on out. The proud merchandising supplier of the NTRL, and as well as Track Bar Media. We thank you guys so much for jumping on board here and supporting this fantastic league that they got over here at the NTRL. So I'm Alan Brown, and I will save you the displeasure of seeing what my face looks like right now, and I'm joined by two of my best friends, Mr. Alan English up here with me in the booth. Don't worry, we're going to have some sort of ballistic plastic separating us here. English, don't need you to pick up what I got here, but we're live here from Indianapolis, and this has always been a very tricky track that really it's kind of prove which driver is really a dang good driver.
Sure, man, and saving those tires, it's more important here than pretty much damn near anywhere else because there's no banking here hardly. There's four, independent tight turns here. It's not like you can change your line and go through 1 and 2 in a different way. No, there's 4 separate turns here. So, there's not a lot you can do as far as, changing the way you drive to save tires other than slowing down and, backing up your braking points and your turn-in points and all that. But, yeah, it's a difficult track. It's not really made for stock car racing. So we're going to see how these guys tackle it tonight. It's no longer on the cup schedule in real-life NASCAR, but these guys are running it here tonight, and we'll see how these next-gen cars do on it.
Indeed, as we take a look here down at pit road with Mr. Adam Turner. I thought you were on pit road, Adam, but it looks like you're stuck in some bar somewhere playing dice.
Well, Ricky Wittenberg painted this shoot. It's titled "Shooting Dice in Waco." He did one of these things. I guess you type in the words and you do a little magic, and I don't know. He's an artist.
Painting thing. The AI,
I think so. He
AI
sent it to me. I thought he personally did it.
That's pretty neat.
For me. Yeah, I thought it was neat. So now it's going to be my background every once in a while because, I like shooting dice in Waco. I've done it a million times. I'm going to do it. These guys are going to do it tonight in a virtual sense. They're going to shoot dice on this track. I personally don't like this track. I don't think it's meant for NASCAR, but that's just me. It's hard to pass. It's flat and kind of gets spread out. Hopefully I'm wrong. I don't know. We've seen this a few times. But tonight, 1 fast repair, 70% fuel, 5 sets of tires, 25 incident points, you're going to be disqualified, 18 incident points, you're going to be penalized. And here's the kicker. It's hotter than hell out there. It's 115 last I checked.
Oh, jeez.
Now it's down to 111. That's going to make it slipperier, especially as you're coming out of that final corner and you're going into the first corner. Those will be the difficult points on the track, I believe, just from experience of watching this. I don't know what y'all think. I'm going to wear these tires out, though.
Yeah, that indeed. As we take a look at that race info, toasty day down there in Indy, but otherwise, weather looks a-okay, nice and sunny. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, and man, you really just got to time those runs. It's almost impossible to pass in these turns. You really need to make sure you time up that run so you get these passes done on these straightaways.
Straightaways are just so long that you are going to see that tonight. You're going to see guys using the draft, try to slingshot their way and try to get their front bumper inside of somebody's quarter panel there as they go into the turns. That's how you're going to have to muscle your way through this traffic and make passes here. It's going to be difficult too, getting power down coming out of turn 2 and turn 4. I predict we're going to see some self spins here. Guys, maybe not with cold tires or worn out tires, just over trying to overdo it, not feathering the throttle coming out. So I predict we will see at least a couple of self spins with guys trying to put power back down coming out of the turns.
Yeah, I think you're right. And am I the only one that's the elephant in the room? I don't like this track. I'm gonna be honest with you, brutally honest. I don't think it's meant for these
open
cars.
Wheel stuff,
Yeah,
I love
this is an open wheel
run here.
Yeah,
Sure.
This is a NASCAR. It's never been good for NASCAR. Why do we continue to push this brand? It's kind of like we're pushing other things on society that doesn't deserve to be pushed on it. Vaccine, never mind.
Like Italian yogurt.
Yeah, that too.
Hummus. Nobody likes hummus.
I actually
Trying to shove it down my throat. I hate hummus.
the hummus is not bad with a put it on a cracker or something. Man. But anyway, I'm going to still try to enjoy this without all the hatred I have here towards
Gelato.
Indianapolis.
That's what I was trying to think of. Sorry.
That's an Italian ice cream, right?
That's what I meant. Yeah,
Which
gelato.
means it's just ice cream, but they got a name for it in Italian.
All of my stuff goes back to food. I don't know why. I'm a fat boy.
That's not bad. That's not a bad thing.
The first thing I thought of when you were discussing about the Italian stuff was fragile.
Fragile.
It must be
Fragile.
Italian.
Oh, I like it when the ladies shop at Target and they call it Target. Like it's so much fancier this way. Hell,
It's
now
more
Target's fancy
expensive.
compared. Yeah, it's fancy compared to everything else now. Walmart. This world's going to hell. I've been doing a lot of soul searching this weekend. You guys, you're gonna have to bear with me.
You got your passport picture taken and all that. You ready to go
I'm-
somewhere? Is that
Well, I don't know where else to go. However, I'm uncovering some truths that I don't really like, and I'm not going to share them with you because I'll be banned. Anyway, let's race.
Indeed, as qualifying set to finish up here in just a few moments. Seth Hawley out there driving around the track, and the other thing these fans are going to notice here tonight, apparently it's the throwback night here for the NTRL Cup Series, and a lot of good paint schemes coming back from the past here tonight.
seltzer beers? That's another one. Anyway, yeah, man, these guys, I love when they do the throwback paints, and it's always kind of cool to see if you can identify which driver they're trying to make it look like, especially the ones where they change the advertiser, the sponsor on the car to make it look like a modern sponsor. I always love those.
Yeah, as we're going to talk about that. I want to talk about that on race, but seltzer isn't a beer. Don't ever call it a seltzer beer.
Drink a beer, why don't you?
You ruined it. Anyway, let's roll it.
Let us roll it indeed. Starting with the 43 of Kevin Delia. He's going to start up there on pole position. You got the 663 of Ryan Pandisio starting on his outside here. Vince Short in the 15 going to start here in third with the 18 of Chris Klein right next to him in fourth. 751 Silent Assassin. Mike Adamson joining us here tonight. Going to start in fifth with the 48 of Zeth Hawley starting in sixth. Seventh will be the 23 of Mac Daddy Mark Collins. Good starting spot there for him. You got the 33 of the Gambler, Paul Ferdiani. I'm going to start here tonight in 8th. 9th will be the 44, Dana Shepard, with the 747 of Albert Anderson, rounding out tonight's starting top 10.
Row number 6 is going to be the 00 of Joe Bennett and the 31 of Scott Milner to his outside. Row number 7 is going to be the 3 of Chris Muth Jr. and the 9 of Tommy Welch. Row 8 is going to be Cubby Nathan Stanley in the 67 and the 45 of Bristol Thompson. Juan Jimenez and Joe Hoggard make up row number 9. And rounding out your field here tonight, the 46 of Justin Morrow and the 55 of Tom Barish. 20 entries tonight, guys.
That should be good. I mean, that should help my hatred for this place. The more cars, the better here, I think.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
So we may actually see some fun. 40 cars here actually wouldn't be bad because it spreads out so fast.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll take 20. And these next-gen cars, they're made with the stuff from Harbor Freight anyway, so what's the difference? Just roll it.
And let's
They
roll.
got Predator engines in them.
I'm telling you, they are made from Harbor Freight crap. But we have to have them for, because that's what they push down our throat, just like they're pushing everything else down our throat.
Hummus.
And seltzer. And God, some stuff we can't really say, or we'll actually be in trouble. Maxine.
Well, as these guys go into turn number 3, let's look it over there at the YouTube chat. We got some folks out there. Tom's here. Michael Adamson's here for Team Limitless. Paul
Sweet.
Ferdiani said, let's go plus EV team. Vincent Short has got a couple fans out there. 7-Eleven Trick and Eddie Rose. And Paul Ferdiani says, get well, DW. He's feeling under the weather as well, bud.
Ouch.
And it's been absolutely brutal as the pace car peels off down onto pit road, and away we go. Green flag racing for the first time here tonight as they go side by side, off and running down into turn number 1. The 43 and the 663 still side by side here as they exit turn number 1. Now go down this short little chute down into turn number 2. The 15, Vince Short, wasting no time trying to get some passes made here. Looks to the inside of that 663, not quite able to get it done, but he's still able to hang on. But we're going to have ourselves a yellow flag here early.
Joe Hoggard in the Batman car. Still
What
trying
happened
to
there?
get that thing under control.
Is that cold tires get him? I have to watch that. I'm
Sure.
trying to get to it myself. It's taking me a hot minute.
Oh boy, looks like the there was a meeting of a couple of cars there. It was 3 wide, the 45 and the 64 getting tied up with the 2 on the outside lane there, and Batman gets a bat signal to head on up to the wall and snags it, and it looks like the 46 of Justin Morrow also getting tagged up in it as well.
Not only Batman, he's got Pfizer on the side of that damn thing.
It goes to show you too, you're not safe even just running in the back, as the 46 does catch a piece of that.
Well, you're not safe until we kind of spread out here. It's still, first lap stuff where they're kind of working around some things. Cold tires, new, let's be honest, the beginning of a race, everybody's still kind of nervous about it. They're kind of ready to go. They want to take advantage of the start. So it gets a little hectic. No big deal. They shake it off and get back to it.
Larry Dickerson, thanks for joining us over there on the YouTube chat. Good to see you there, bud. Sure, and hit that thumbs up if you haven't already out there, folks. Subscribe if you haven't. If you like what you see out here tonight, we sure appreciate all our fans, and we love bringing this racing action to you.
Yeah, Dak Prescott loves being a real good quarterback for the America's team. Cowboys spun again.
I thought Buffalo was America's team now.
No, who said that? I've never heard of that.
It was on a meme. It was a pretty good one.
No,
The Captain Phillips meme.
Buffalo ain't near.
Yeah,
That's not near America. That's up there near Canada.
sure it is. That's the heart of America.
No, it ain't. Not over there. What are you talking about?
That's working class community
No, the central
with
part
neighbors
of this.
that love each other.
No,
Buffalo
the
is
central
a shining
part
jewel of New York State.
of the country is America. Everything else on the corner, on the sides,
Talking about the
we
bread
just
basket.
leave them out. Yeah, we leave them out. Start our own thing.
Mercy. Larry Dickerson already talked about next season, maybe wanting to get in on the action in the Cup Series. Yeah, Larry, definitely get with DW on that. I'm not sure if they're going to run the next-gen cars next season or if they're going to switch to a different platform. I think there was some talk of them kicking around the idea of maybe switching it up.
What? That's a new thing for this. It's the
Gen
Harbor Freight. It's the Harbor Freight of NASCAR, the next gen. We just call them Harbor Freight cars.
all the tools they use in the pits, are they Chicago pneumatic and all that kind of
Yeah.
You get a week's
I'd have to
out
go-
of them though before they
Wait,
break.
listen. There's nothing wrong with Harbor Freight. My garage got the Harbor Freight crap all up in it. But if I'm putting a race car together, I'm going to make it American. I'm not going to make it junk. That's what they did with this next gen car. It's just garbage.
Very opinionated tonight about the track, about the car.
Yeah,
You know, my goodness.
I've had a lot of epiphanies this weekend.
You pissed in your Cheerios this morning.
No, I just had an epiphany. Nobody. They've been pissing my Cheerios since I was born. That's what the government does to you. You know that.
Epiphany? I've never heard of her.
Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah, she can usually be found somewhere underneath those neon lights.
Some driver cams up there tonight, huh?
What?
Hey, got Vince Short, 00 Joe Bennett out there, as well as since Holly's is up, I wonder if he's got like a hat or something covering that camera, but probably a good call. You never know when the FBI is watching.
Well, he might be racing in his underoos just to be comfortable tonight, because that headset gets hot. I mean, you might as well. That may be why he's got his camera on.
You got a camera for Thomas Welch? He just hit the wall under caution. That seemed pretty sweet. I don't know. He must
have
have
a hamburger or something, you know?
Yeah, he was doing something that he probably shouldn't have been doing.
He's cutting up a ribeye while he's with one knee on the wheel, maybe.
He just a little bit of touch on the wall. It created smoke, so it must have been pretty good.
Guys, double file here. We're ready to go back green. Here comes the pace car down the pit lane.
That indeed, as away we go. Same starting two up at the front, getting this thing relaunched here as we come back on down and cross that line. Good start here for that 663 of Ryan Pandisio, trying to get out in front, and he does get that rear bumper clear of that 43, so he's going to take the lead right now as we stay side by side, though, kind of right behind him. You got Chris Klein, Mike Adamson having a good battle here as they come out of turn number 2, and it's an actual turn number 2 here at this track, as it looks like Adamson trying to maybe get something done with a run on the outside against the wall here. Gonna be close, not quite gonna make it in time before they get to the corner. And looks like he will shuffle back into line here as Delia still tries to stay up with Pandisio. Still got the 3 Chris Muth Jr. trying to get around 00 Joe Bennett, not quite able to. And there we go, fellas. We finally got ourselves our first lap up and out of the way, and we're single file.
Oh, Yahtzee.
I got some pressure built up in these tires, and getting that splitter up off the track surface. And now they can try to get a little grip out there. I know it's going to be hard on them with the high track temperatures out there, but making it work out there so far early in the race.
Yeah, they are. I will say, as much as we like the throwback paint schemes, it just doesn't work on these cars, man. It's a little tough.
The number being, slid way up towards the front of the car, it just looks funny. You know, they don't have the old school feel, but they're trying.
Yeah,
what they can with it.
They are trying. As the Cheerios machine tries to get around the 663. Man, these guys are like white on rice right now. You really cannot separate these two. Excuse me, Pandisio and Delia. They also got 00 Joe Bennett still kind of stuck here in this mob of traffic. Bristol Thompson in the 45 machine. He's right behind the 67 at Cubby, driving the Dr. Squatch machine.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that Cheerios Hamburger Helper theme that's on that the 43 Petty machine, I think that was after Petty quit racing that car. I think that was John Andretti that ran that paint scheme. Sure. Contact between the 67 and the 44.
That's going to bring out the yellow, and they end up getting knotted up and doing a little bit of a tango there.
Cubby and Dana Shepard out there. Man, action once again out there. There's just not much room on this track.
There really isn't.
To be doing that.
And another meeting of the minds there. Dana Shepard and Cubby get all tied on up. And it looks like Stanley, not too worse for wear here, but I'm sure he's going to be coming on down and in to get some pit road work done on that machine with all those Harbor Freight tools that Adam's been talking about.
Nose it into the outside wall pretty good, so if he doesn't have much aero damage, he's going to have to still watch those temperatures. Make sure you don't blow that thing up from lack of cooling.
And we do see our...
Hey, a couple of takers coming down here, bud.
Yeah, a good chunk of this field being led down by the 15 of Vince Short coming on down into pit lane. We got Zeth Hawley, Mark Collins, Paul Ferdiani, Juan Jimenez, Double O Joe Bennett, Chris Mute Jr., Scott Milner, Tommy Welch, Joe Hoggard, Tom Barish, and Stanley all coming on down and in.
Derek Welch, hope you get better, buddy. Well, he had a fever last night when he was running. Not racing tonight, so he must really feel like crud today. And you were kind of on the mend there, and now you're kind of swinging back the other way, huh? You got some drainage issues, and man alive, everybody's getting sick this year.
And 2023 off to a fantastic start. We get everybody off of pit road there without too much of an issue, but we did have 6 people stay on out, and of the people that came on down at in, Mr. English, just only a handful of them really took a full stop there.
Yeah, I think some guys are playing the long game with the tires, so a few drivers opting to just come down and just cram as much fuel as they can and get back out there. They're going to stay on the lead lap, so why not? Just come down, top her off with Ethel, and get back out there.
I will say one thing I can't wait for iRacing to implement is it saves what that last set of tires was at, so you could put a scrub set back on if you need to. Because I mean
that would be pretty cool.
Because I mean these guys are only they're not even 10 laps into this race, and if you're already taking tires, those ones, yeah, they might be a little worn, but they're not bad. That if you're maybe strolling on a older set later on in this race, you can chuck those ones back on.
You should definitely leave that as an option for the late models and the street stocks and stuff like that. A lot of those guys run scuffed tires. So I mean, they're trying to save a little money out there. They don't run brand new tires on the car every week. Larry Dickerson excited about the truck series. NTRL is starting up soon. That's going to be broadcast by our buddies over there at HBR TV, Hollow Boys Racing TV. Go check them out. They do a great job on broadcasting. It's going to be nice to be able to watch a series without doing the broadcast work. We just kick back and drink a beer, tune in on HBR TV, and watch the truck series run.
Yeah, indeed. That'll be absolutely a fun thing to watch, because I believe they're already approaching 30, if not more, trucks over there. So that'll be
a fun one.
Yeah, that will be. But I mean, it also helps that the trucks are our favorite of the NASCAR vehicles out here. I think those are probably our favorite. Just absolutely fantastic to watch as the pace car heads on down pit lane here once again to get ready back to green flag racing. And there we go. Away we go with the 663 and the 43 side by side. Good start there from the 663. 43 is going to be able to tuck down underneath and get to that bottom line here. As we had Mike Adamson in the 751 maybe trying to make a little bit of a charge, but wasn't able to get the bumper there in time. He and Chris Klein are going to be nose to tail, as Albert Anderson, America's driver, going to be side by side with the 15 of Vince Short, and stuck behind the 45 of Bristol Thompson right now.
Oh, look at the contact between the 15 and the 747 there. A little door banging. Double nickel got up into the wall. Looks like he scraped a little bit, caused a checkup. They're 3 wide back in the back of the field here. Oh, be careful, Joe Hogger. Dodging the 55 there. Ooh, that was kind of hairy for a second.
Yeah, you got the shuffle and bustle all the way through this field. The 9 of Tommy Welch trying to get around the 23 of Mark Collins. Looks like he will be able to do so. And typically driving some sort of orange Reese's machine is the 31 of Scott Milner in a different paint scheme here tonight, trying to make his way up through this field. Currently back in 15th. He's got Joe Hoggard trying to maybe sneak around him here on the inside lane. Looks like the 64 Batmobile will be able to do so. The 2 of Juan Jimenez, always a quick driver here, trying to cut his way back up through this field. Currently inside that top 10, but he's having some issues with that 3 of Chris Muth Jr. right now.
Now, those guys racing pretty close there. Double O Joe back there in that old school bandit paint. Old Harry Gant paint there. Oh, he went way up the track. I don't think Double O Joe meant to get that high.
I think.
Oh, check up by Chris Muth.
Oh, it's a Double O loose. Goes down into the inside grass. Able to keep it together, though. That's what it looked like. Someone did get a piece of the outside wall.
This guy's having a rough time at Indy tonight.
You ain't kidding here. It's the 33 of the Gambler, Paul Ferdiani, gets mobbed by the 48 in the 3 here.
Some passing being done on the outside. We've seen that here before at Indianapolis, but it looks like the 33 is just Paul Ferdiani. It looks like he might have he has an aero problem, or he might just be out there riding around just trying to save tires.
It could be. It looks like he's one of the ones that did take a full stop the last time they came on down.
He got real loose right there.
Yeah.
33 kind of drifting it out of turn number 4.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, I'm lost on the track here. Dang blimp cam.
That's okay. It's the 33 had some fighting going on behind him here, but it looks like they have figured it out as Pandisio continues to lead with the 43 of Delia right on his tail. They're starting to kind of break free of that 751 Mike Adamson, who still has Chris Klein and Vince Short right up that tailpipe right now, trying to get around the silent assassin here.
Nathan Stanley just came over the radio and told the drivers behind him, hey, go around me. I've got some aero damage here and I'm not up to speed.
Yeah, 67 machine struggling here tonight. It does look like the 46 of Justin Morrow parking it up on the trailer after that first caution.
One place Cubby doesn't struggle, and that's on the golf course. You've played a few rounds with him as well. That cat's pretty good on the Numb Thumbs Golfing League's got that PGA 2K23 league.
Yeah, I will say I've been struggling. I rage quit one of my rounds. I have to go back in there. I was there's a disconnect there between the controller and what I wanted my golfer to do, and I ended up duffing a few chips and was not happy. It was one of those scenes from Tin Cup. It's like, yeah, you know what? I've always skied my 6-iron. Snap. Yeah, this 8-iron, it's, oh man, I've duffed that one too. Snap.
Played golf with a buddy of mine, Dave. We were both in the service together, and I never played any kind of game with him or anything. We went out golf course one weekend when we were off, and I had never seen such a competitive, angry guy in all my life. He would screw up a chip, and then he would chuck the club, and it would go farther than the ball. And everybody on the golf course heard the F-bomb that he dropped when he threw it. It was interesting playing with Dave. I did a lot of laughing.
I did break a club over my knee this past year. And
Did you really?
I did, but to be fair, it was already like pre-broken. Like I went to hit a shot and the club just snapped, so I just finished the job.
Speaking of golf, they do have a golf course here at Indy, don't they?
That they do, and a couple of the holes are inside on this infield here. It's the 33 of Ferdiani. Looked like he was going to try to go around the 9 of Tommy Welch here, but not quite able to do so. But man, I keep coming back to this race up here at the front, and the 43 of Delia sticking to Pandisio like he is stuck on him with some Gorilla Glue here, not parting those bumpers whatsoever. Juan Jimenez finding that speed that we know he would, trying to go around Mike Adamson here on that bottom side. Looks like he will get it done before getting into the corner. So Juan Jimenez now back up onto the podium here. He had a really good race last week.
Vincent Short was a little bit slow on the track there. A couple of drivers having to check up. I don't know if he was scraping the wall and then brought it off the wall. I didn't see the whole thing transpire there, but he's got it recollected. He's got a pretty good line of cars behind him.
As we're almost about a quarter of the way through this thing, we got Albert Anderson stuck here in 8th behind Bristol Thompson, and in front of Zeth Hawley here. Got a little group. Ooh, little snag of the outside wall there from Bristol Thompson, but it doesn't look like it's hurting his speed out there. And of course, as I say that, here comes Albert Anderson and Zeth coming on down on the bottom side, trying to get around him here.
Easier said than done. You really got to get clear there. It looks like Anderson's now clear. Zeth Hawley, I don't know if he's going to get a bumper in. He may have to wait till the next set of turns here.
Man, did Turner get lost on the way to the beer tent?
I think maybe he might have fell in. He might have have to help him up. Those Porta-Johns down there in the infield are pretty tight quarters. And
Ooh.
He's not a small guy. Oh,
45 snagging the outside wall here again. He was trying to, stay out in front of that 48 at Zeth Hawley, but really struggling out there as these tires continue to kind of fall off. Looked like Bristol Thompson, one of those ones that came on down for maybe fuel only, maybe 2 tires. But maybe starting to feel that struggle out there right now.
Speaking of struggle, what's up with your guy Tom Brady, man? Is he finally just showing his age, or does he need a new O-line? What's going on with Brady out there, bud?
It's just loss of talent.
I know you're still upset about him leaving New England.
Yeah. Well, someone had to leave, and it wasn't going to be Belichick, so.
Should have paid him.
I've been saying that for years. But nonetheless, as we continue to race here, the 43 Delia looked like he had a run on Pandisio, but not able to make use of it there, so he's going to shuffle back into line. 48 of Hawley trying to move on down underneath the 15 of Vince Short there. Looks like he will get it done.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, the 3 and the 15 going at it. The 3 put a little bump right in the quarter panel of Vince Short there. Ooh, that's getting interesting right there, fellas.
It is. They are still side by side as they come off of turn number 2. Oh, looks like 45. Bristol Thompson having an issue again coming out of turn number 2 there. He's going to lose a spot to the 9 of Tommy Welch there. But Chris Muth Jr. looks like he was He lost a little bit of time here. Now the 64 of Joe Hoggard's kind of breathing down his neck a little bit.
Yeah, like you were saying about your key to the race about following the runs, Joe Hoggard's going to try to go where the arrow is going to help him here. Right now, he's just trying to stay behind the 3. The 3's getting a little bit of a run on the 15. Let's see if he does something here. Maybe have to wait to the back stretch.
Well, someone who is doing something.
Way up the track.
Yeah, someone who is doing something is the 18 at Chris Klein, trying to get around the 751, and he does. He's able to slide out and around.
Oh, 15 in the wall. 15 bouncing off the wall there. The 3 and the 64 take advantage and make the pass.
And now the 64 getting a little greedy now, trying to maybe make it a 2-for-1 down that back straightaway, and slides around the 3 of Chris Muth.
He is Batman. Do some amazing things.
I'll have to check that car for, one of those like turbo flame broiler things at the back of that thing.
The little jet engine kicked on and running.
Mike Adamson coming on in for his first round of green flag pit stops here. Ooh, 15 getting a little bobbly coming out of turn number 1 down into turn number 2 as we continue this race here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Oh, there goes the 15. Does he save it? No! Oh, right up into the 9 of Tommy Welsh. Oh, my goodness. 45 and the 44 getting collected. Oh, boy.
It looks like the 31 bouncing off the inside wall. They're trying to avoid this. Yeah, a lot of torn up race cars out there.
Let's go ahead and watch via the 31 of Scott Milner. He is trying to check up, just not in time. Can't see through the smoke. Oh, man.
People talk about ARCA braking and stuff. I don't think that was the case there. I think they didn't have time to react.
No.
They couldn't see where they needed to put the race car.
No, you're absolutely right. Let's go ahead and watch back what happens here with the 15. He's coming out of turn 2, and the back end just gets loose on him, hits the inside wall, tries to lock it down, but by that point, man, it is just too late. The 45, nowhere to go. The 44 with nowhere to go. And you really can't see through that smoke. I mean, I know we talk about that quite a lot. You know, how iRacing's done some like beautification things, like with the tire smoke and everything like that with spin outs. And for real now, it's really difficult to see through it. Previous times you could kind of sort of see through it and you'd be okay, but now you really can't.
Yeah, they've made it pretty thick out there. Here comes Indicio leading them down the pit lane here. Bet we'll see some tires being thrown on this stop. What do you think?
Oh, that one I am sure about. And so these guys have now put on about 25 laps on these tires, gone through a few heat cycles here, so it's about time for some new rubber and get on back on out to the action here.
Starting to wonder about Turner now. Did he? I don't know. He must have stopped for one of those chili dogs down there, and then it may have affected him. You know what I'm saying? You know how when you get the bubble gut after eating something you probably shouldn't be eating.
I think
you gotta know your own body. You know what I mean? I think he might have pushed himself too far this time.
That's a big possibility. There's rough stop there from the 43 of Kevin Delia. He almost a 17-second stop and ends up losing a few positions there to Juan Jimenez and Zeth Holly getting around him here. But Mike Adamson with the green flag pit stop and the timely caution will end up being your race leader when this thing goes back to green flag racing.
Yep, he came down a little bit earlier. Is this one of those tracks that's big enough like Pocono or where you can come down and green flag pit and still stay on the lead lap?
It
With a full
is.
stop?
It's a little close.
Pretty close.
It's
Yeah.
close, but you definitely can do it.
You know what's fun here? Lotus 49s. You ever run Lotus 49s here?
Oh no, gosh.
Freaking terrifying.
Well,
There's no downforce in them things. It's like riding around on a roller skate.
oh my goodness. Well, it's same thing with like Talladega. I know you and I both have done that. That's a
was
good
fun.
time. Where people look at those cars and be like, "Man, but you can't bump." Yes, you can if you line those things just up right enough, right between the two exhaust pipes that they got going out the back. You can get that thing locked in, and
Scary as hell.
next thing you know, you're doing 280 miles an hour.
It is scary as hell. It's fun. We haven't done that in so long. We need to
do
set
it.
one of those up and do it again. That was fun.
I know we got so many things we need to do.
4 wide.
Oh,
I think we finished 4 wide. There's a screenshot somewhere of the Lotus 49s 4 wide across the finish line.
oh yeah. That's we get stacked back up here, ready to go back to some racing action here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Ryan Pandisio out in front with Mike Adamson starting side by side. I think, well, Mike Adamson was the leader here, so, well, maybe not. I wonder if Adamson was coming around just as Pandisio was coming out of the pits, so.
Dude, what happened there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either way, they're going to be starting here on the front row. You got the 2 of Juan Jimenez, 48 of Zeth Holly starting right behind them here as the pace car comes on down into pit road as we get up and ready to go back to green flag racing here side by side. Look at the 2 push that 663. These 2 are teammates as Juan Jimenez tried to sneak his nose up underneath there, but not quite able to do it. He's going to stay behind his teammate here.
Teammates, but they're still being competitive with one another. I love that.
Yeah, sorry I left you there. I had a lot of problems going on here. Everything's good now. The ship has been righted. That was a work deal. I righted the ship. Man, what happened here? They're packed up. I guess I missed a couple things.
We had another wreck, a big one. We had a big wreck near the back of the field. Going again, though, here. Richard Gray joining us out there saying, let's go AAA and check on Turner. Got lost down there with the tailgaters. Yeah, that's kind of what we thought. But
well, yeah, I was kind of, well, it's work, and then I was drinking and on the phone drinking anyway. I'm back, though. I'm sure not everybody's happy, I've said some things tonight that may anger people.
That's 15 events short. Getting kind of trying to get clear of this ball of traffic going on behind him here. You got the 45, the 44, the 747, and the 55 getting all wadded up. And just a reminder to the fans to keep those comments coming because we get to enter your name into a drawing at the end of this season for a fancy schmancy mechanical keyboard that's got all the RGB lighting and all that. So be sure to keep those comments on coming.
Joe Hoggard making a move on Zeth Holly right here on the front stretch. Holly will check up a little early and let him take the position there for now.
It kind of looks like single filing out at the moment. That's kind of what we see here, right?
Oh, yeah.
We'll have like sheer terror for about a minute and then it'll single file back out. But if you make a mistake, people can take advantage of you and pass. And I'm sure y'all saw that while I was gone, where some of that happened. And people get a little sideways, especially with the heat on this track. It's super hot out there. 122 right now.
Juan Jimenez in the 2 machine up 14 spots. He did not put in a qualifying time. So he started near the back here in 17th place. And now he finds himself right there in 3rd. What a run for the 2.
America's driver, 747, just sitting there in 16th. I guess he's just kind of waiting to see what happens. Maybe he's going to take advantage of somebody tonight.
Richard Gray saying, somebody let Turner out of the John. I put a screwdriver through the lock in the door. You better go take that out, because Turner's back up here with us. You locked some other poor sap in the outhouse down there.
Well, he's confused. At that age, you get confused about whose house you're at. No, that's the other neighbor, Richard. Take
He
this
needs
screwdriver out of the
people
door.
to direct him, when he's walking the wrong way. No, sir, your door to get in your house is around the back over here.
They may call the police on you. You probably need to back out slowly and take the screwdriver out. It wasn't me. And what
Well,
are
if
you
it's
doing?
a Harbor
trying to
Freight, if it's a Harbor
Yeah.
Freight screwdriver, they might be able to pick their way out of there.
Oh, you just break it anyway. You know how that's made. It's communist made.
It's pot metal or something, probably.
They don't have regulations over there.
More single file action, but it's pretty close right here. Vince Short's trying to work his way back up through the field, way back in 15th place after being up near the front. Nicky's out there pulling for him, and he's coming around Cubby in the 67.
I like Cubby's paint, the Dr. Squatch
I like that. That's
Toyota.
cool.
Yeah, it's a good looking paint. Albert Anderson's doing the same, trying to pass here. Wow.
Getting the run. Started to drift up into the 15. Had to get out of it there, but still staying with that 15 side by side as they go through turn number 2 here. And like I keep kind of alluding to, there are 4 distinct corners here. So if NASCAR were to name these things, there would be turns 2 and 3, and then or 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6, and then 7 and 8, but thankfully they're not in charge. Hey, it looks like Albert's momentum dying off a little bit here as the 15 almost snags the outside wall coming out of turn number 4.
I think he knows that they're better off right now just staying in a line and using that arrow to continue making some gains here, maybe try to catch up to another pack or so here. Oh, a 9. Thomas Welch rubbing some of the right side paint off of that Mountain Dew machine. Piece of the wall.
He's having a few issues here. Looks like here comes the 67 at Cubby trying to maybe make a pass down low here. And never mind. We also got the 31 Scott Milner going side by side here with the 3 of Chris Muth Jr. Almost able to make that one stick, but not quite. 751 Mike Adamson under the pressure here once again. Zeth Holly in the 48 trying to shuffle on up and through. Side by side down here through these turns. That's getting dicey as behind him the 33 Paul Ferdiani, who just got finished passing the 18 of Chris Klein, gets those back tires loose as contact between the 48 and the 751. That's going to bring out another caution here. Oh, the 18 gets snagged up. Almost made it free.
Wreck from the front of the field, or near the front.
And that's kind of what we tend to see. That's what we see here, right? I mean, that's where all the battles are up front, and that's where we kind of tend to see some of the action happen. That was wild right there.
Looks like the
blame it on, but
yeah, 48 drifting up out of the corner there just a little bit, and we've already seen it once here tonight. These cars just don't want to get separated from each other, and the 18 was so close to making it through that.
Yeah, Chris Klein and that Warrior machine, Jimmy Strong, Toyota, couldn't avoid the stuff that happened in front of him.
Yeah, well, while we pace here and we're about to the halfway point, let's go ahead, take a quick step aside for some station identification. I'm sure people will be coming on down into pit lane, but we'll be back by the time we get up and ready to go back to green flag racing. As we are now back live here, some people not electing to take a pit stop as everybody getting all nodded back up here. We got the 2 of Juan Jimenez going to get things started with the 64 Joe Hoggard on his outside, 3 Chris Muth Jr. up there as well, not pitting, and the 31 of Scott Milner electing not to pit. So this is going to be this is going to be quite interesting, as Albert Anderson's saying. If he Yahtzees while down there on pit road, you'll tend to lose a few spots. So Albert's going to have to cut his way back up through this field.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Man, it's better than a Gatorade bottle as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Jimenez and Hoggard side by side, shuffling on down across that yard of bricks here on the front straightaway. Ooh, little bit of a bump and go there. Oh, we're already seeing some issues as people trying to avoid some contacts and end up hitting either the inside grass or snagging the outside wall a little bit. Looks like that's the 31 of Scott Milner. He's losing spots like it's no thing but a chicken wing here.
The 00 was in the grass again. That's the second time we've seen him in the infield grass there in the turns, but able to get it straightened out and save it somehow. Guy's wheeling that car out there.
About to be halfway through this thing, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. He's just Double O is probably still ecstatic that they got a decent quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, and that the Jaguars are able to move on to, lose to the Kansas City coming up.
The Disney princess quarterback. Yeah. That's what that guy looks like. Looks like a Disney princess. He needs to cut his hair or do something else with it.
I want to especially thank the 17 folks or so that are still watching us here on the stream tonight, as opposed to watching what might actually be Tom Brady's last game. I know it's early to speculate here, but Tampa Bay loses tonight. You guys predict? That might be a good poll question. Tom Brady to come back for another year?
Yes, but not with Tampa.
You don't think so?
No, not with Tampa.
Huh.
It'll be with the Texans or something. Texans are dumb enough to do something like that. They're trash since they don't have the Oilers moniker. Wow, 747 gave them a bump there. That was nice.
Kind of helped Kevin.
Yeah.
Kind of helped it out. The 44 of Dana Shepard there.
Yes, we got everybody trying to get back to where they were here before that last round of pit stops. But side by side go the 663 and the 2 of Juan Jimenez with the 43 Kevin Delia in tow. We've seen these guys been going at it quite a bit here so far in this race. And Nicky Short shares my sentiment.
Brady will be back, just like that rash you can't get rid of.
Why are y'all so angry with Brady? Okay.
I'm not. I'm just reading the comment.
Just old yeah, let the old man play, man. He wants to play. I wish I could play a game as an adult like I'm Brady and I'm older than him.
Pick up bowling or something. You guys are finely tuned athletes out there.
I do enjoy bowling. You get a pitcher and a, pack of Marlboros, you're set.
Sure.
Good for the night. Bowling is fun.
It is. I used to
win U.S. Senior League or something.
Easy. I'll join one with Richard Gray. Me and him probably tear it up.
That's a 751. Mike Adamson goes side by side with Cubby in that 67. Does able to get it done up here with Bristol Thompson, though, side by side with that 15 of Vince Short. Both drivers having some issues here tonight. Let's back up here inside this top 10 side by side as they come down this front straightaway, and you can see people trying to get that 15 out and around. That's the 33 of Paul Ferdiani trying to sneak on through, and he does with a 45, snagging the outside wall a little bit there right in front of Double O Joe.
Yeah, Bristol Thompson's had a rough night already.
Ooh, 15 almost snagging the outside wall. That's gonna...
A little baby scrape. That's a flesh wound.
There's a few guys hitting that wall, and iRacing has done a good job where you see smoke now when somebody hits the wall. I guess that's the new damage model thing. Yeah.
Ooh, Double O Joe with nowhere to go as the 15 and the 45 make contact, and the 45 has to back out of it there.
Larry Dickerson, I feel your pain, buddy. He said he's a Panthers fan. They never make the playoffs. Hey, try being a Saints fan for years and years and years and years through the Aaron Brooks baloney, I should say. And
they won a damn Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying. Keep hope. Maybe you can get Cam Newton back or something.
No, that he's too busy. Isn't he the one that was stealing laptops or crab legs? What did he do? I don't know.
Laptops and crab legs? That sounds
yeah.
You've been reading the tabloids again. I told you need to stop.
That's all I do. I don't read tabloids. I read facts.
Yeah. The Panthers, if they get the right combination of folks,
well, they're
maybe
a
one year
team.
They can. Well, they're an expansion team. You don't call them a made-up team.
Yeah, they're
an expansion team, but they were an expansion team 20 years ago or something like that. So
Well,
They'll get it together. They'll have their year 1 year.
someday.
Yeah.
Well, they were good. They had that Kevin Green guy. Remember that guy? He was like a WWE guy. He was tough. Defensive end. Probably don't remember.
I don't know.
They had some good seasons so far in their short life.
Jason Kraft joining us over there on the YouTube chat as well, pulling for Hoggard out there. Being here, Jason. Good to see him out on the track again.
Just remember, you're going to get to be put into a little drawing if you get fan of the race, right?
That's correct.
And English picks those. It's kind of rigged, kind of like a real election. So
It's not.
you have to really impress him. It's not rigged.
Oh man, it's fair. It's 100% transparent and fair. And guess what? There's only a couple more races left, so a couple of more names are going to go to the hat. Look at the run by Zeth Holly in the 48.
Three wide right there, yeah.
Makes it stick though. He'll take that position from Vince Short, and he'll take Joe Hoggard's spot.
2 for 1 special from the 48 there, but he's going to go out wide. Almost comes back down across the nose of the 64 there, but still side by side racing is the 15 here. He's trying to stay out in front. Oh my goodness.
That's some
Been at it
serious
all
stuff
night.
happening right here. Hoggard's getting the push. This is what scares me going into turn 1. Everybody can approach this differently. Seems like they're kind of scoring it out real fairly there.
Right behind them, Anderson flew around the 00. Now he's got his sights set on the back end of Bristol Thompson here. He gets wicked loose.
Oh, he got hard up into, I think that was 00 Joe, who's way down on power. The 44 trying to sneak around. Oh my goodness. Not quite able to. It's the 44
Yells out.
Gets to the wall, and that will be enough to bring out that caution.
Yeah, y'all were on top of that. Good job.
Camera was in the right place at the right time there, it looked like.
Ouch. Yeah, it's an unfortunate set of events right
Oof,
there.
Man. Playing bumper cars out there is Thompson having some having those issues, trying to get things collected back up, and 00 just nothing he could have done. He's just trying his best, and then tries to get down out of the way, but traffic was coming to the left of him, coming to the right of him. He didn't know where to go, and the 44 tries to avoid it, gets 2 tires onto the grass, and slams up into the outside wall.
That was a case, I think, of getting loose out, trying to put power back down and get a run off the corner. Thought it might happen here, and it looks like it did happen to Bristol Thompson there. I thought Dana Shepard might be okay, and then it looks like in an effort to try to avoid the 45 coming across his nose and everything right there, it's like he may have oversteered just a touch and banged up out there pretty good on the outside wall.
Top
Got some
3
pit
coming
stops,
down.
boys.
Yeah, they're coming down. See how they work this thing out. Ferdiani is staying out. RC Cola
Oh,
machine.
interesting.
Yeah, same thing with that 48 as Zeth Holly maybe trying to pick up some track position here. Or maybe just for their strategy, not quite time to pit yet.
Dickerson says he's a bigger hockey fan than he is a football fan. So
Really?
there you go.
That's
There you go. You got
interesting.
good company. We got a couple of hockey fans.
He's from the South, I imagine. I'm pretty sure talking to him. Wonder what's his team? What's
He
your
might
hockey
have
team?
cable, so he's probably watching it from a faraway land.
No, there's more hockey teams in the South now than ever.
Yeah, we got one here, a minor league one.
That's where all the fights are. Yeah, hockey's fun, man. Hockey is really fun to
I
watch.
wanted to go and see live. I love
Live with beers, yeah.
I don't understand all the rules and stuff, but
They're easy. It's not as hard as everybody thinks it is. It's very simple. And then What is Richard Gray piping on? He took the screwdriver out of his neighbor's door, and now he says, "Take it easy on the Panthers."
We did. We were trying to encourage the Panther fans out there not to lose hope, and a miracle could happen. And who knows, 40, 50, 80 years from now, they might make the playoffs. And I'm not.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Look at the Cowboys are
Easy. Don't talk about the Cowboys. That's America's team. Right now they're doing okay.
They need Troy Aikman back. That's the only way they're going to make any ground. What you got there, Brown?
I was just saying they are doing okay, but they can't get a touchdown. They're just scoring these piddle paddle points.
Oh,
that's fine.
Their kicker keeps missing extra points.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
doesn't matter. Brady.
It's sad.
I'm afraid of Brady, but he is old, so we'll see if there's been a lot of like comebacks this weekend in the wild card stuff, so I wouldn't hold my breath if I was Cowboys right now. It's not over for sure. Thomas Welch has disconnected.
The driver of the 9 saying, "See you next week, guys."
Yeah.
Yeah, next week. Let me check the schedule.
That'd be nice to know.
I don't know if the schedule will be right. Of course, the schedule also said tonight was Talladega. This is
I
old
think
schedule. It
this
says
was
Daytona. Yeah, this was the only change, I think.
Yeah, this was the only change.
So Daytona next week, and then the following week, January 30th, our championship race at Homestead, Miami. So there you go. Plate track next week, and back to the technical track to finish things
what are
out.
you talking about? We're supposed to be at Daytona. I see Indianapolis, January 16th, 2023.
I am looking at the original schedule that was sent to me, sir.
I'm looking.
What's next week?
I'm looking at the poster.
I am too. We'll see mine. Show me mine. I'll show. I'll show you.
Ooh, we'll save that for off broadcast. There,
Oh
buddy.
Lord, get going.
Looks like Albert
Let's
Anderson
get back
maybe.
to the race.
Albert Anderson may be serving a penalty here coming on down into pit road as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here with Ferdiani and it was Holly starting things out on the outside, but 663 of Pandesio making quick work of that. Vince Short in the 15 as well, trying to cut his way back up through this field. Oh, side-by-side contact, 3 wide with the 43, the 64, and the 48.
Just for a second, it was 3 wide. Mercy. Joe Hoggard saying on the radio, "Man, I got super tight there."
Tell you in that Bugles with Camaro, I love that paint. I love Bugles. Underrated.
I love the real salty ones with all the white on them, at the bottom of the bag.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite ones. Love some Bugles.
It's the blood pressure killer right there.
Yeah. I just take an extra...
Take an extra pill, you'll be fine.
Things called, yeah.
Whatever the doctor told me to take, I'll take it.
Whatever they sold.
Ooh, the 43 Delia, who's been one of the top runners all race long. That's going to be a big one down there in turn number 1.
That's unfortunate.
Youth had nowhere to go and T-boned him.
And I was watching that, and that's... damn, that wasn't cool. I guess him and Ferdiani somehow got into it.
Yeah, they were side by side. Oh, looked like the 33, the Gambler, drifted down just a little bit. And again, it's like these cars are covered with glue. Once when they make contact with each other, they don't separate. They just stay together. And 43 just along for the wild ride. And unfortunately there, looks like the 64 getting all tied up. Got a few people getting all knotted up in this one.
Now, are you looking at the schedule that's pinned in our AAA Broadcasting Discord? That's the one I'm looking at.
No, I'm looking at the one that is posted in the NTRL Logos channel.
Okay, that's the one they changed.
Yeah, maybe we should repin the pin.
Yeah.
And then what's next week though? I didn't.
Daytona next week.
Where did you post this? Where did you find this schedule? I see you just posted it.
NTRL Next Gen Cup.
Hey, let's have here's the deal. We're gonna have a broadcaster free for all. We're all going to talk about how we've disappointed each other, and we're going to fight.
But we gotta wait like 360
Festivus
days.
is over, dude.
No, but just this is the beginning of the year, so let's mark this date, the 16th. Y'all got into an argument of January.
Oh, writing it down for.
So I'm going to write it down, and then
Okay.
for December 23rd, that's when we have a little free for all.
That's when we have the airing of grievances. Yes.
Yeah, so mark it on your calendar.
Gotcha.
Y'all argued today, so I'm going to go for that. I'm the mediator on this one. I see both of you as being.
I mean,
right.
feel free to pin the actual correct schedule in the Discord.
You could do the same, sir.
I don't have the original.
Well, you do now.
Yeah, but now I'm calling race, so I don't have time. I don't have time for these shenanigans.
He doesn't either. He's busier than me.
I know.
Now we're just trying to. There you go. He just pinned it. He just pinned it.
Oh,
there's a fight.
multitasker.
Hey, this is great. There's a fight within the fight, everybody. There's a
You're like,
fight in the booth. There's a
Listen
fight
to
on the track.
listen to Adam Turner doing his best Ken Squire impression. There's a fight.
Oh man, this is the first time I'm not ever involved. I love this. It's you two, the Allen versus Allen. This is great.
Oh, me.
Speaking of fights,
Awesome.
Dickerson says him and his wife have season tickets to the Carolina Hurricanes hockey.
Yeah, the Hurricanes. Yeah.
That's cool, man. I think that's super cool.
That's the only team that actually worries me here. Is for whatever reason the Canes and the Bruins. It just hasn't been a good matchup here lately.
And who's
For-
your team?
Boston
Bruins?
Bruins.
Oh, the Boston Bruins. Okay.
So it's not. So they've been doing better than y'all when you match up.
Yeah, I don't know why. And the Bruins are on fire this year, so I don't know.
Do the Bruins still have that guy that's like he's 6'10"?
No, I think
Almost said
he retired. He ended up going to
Zdeno
Washington
or
for
whatever?
Zdeno Chara.
Yeah, Charo. Yeah, that guy was huge, man.
Yeah, had to get special permission from the NHL to use a longer stick.
Really?
I thought he had to
Wow.
get permission from like Ukraine to get extra money.
Czech. He's Czech, man.
Oh,
Czechoslovakia.
man, he's a Czech. Remember when it was Yugoslavia?
Those two separate countries.
Well, it was the same country, but they changed the name. Anyway, that guy he's a player. I enjoyed watching him play when he was with the Bruins.
Really hard
I know
slap
about
shot.
Yeah, and it's just a beast
Leverage,
of a
man. Yeah.
huge guy, man.
I know about the Czech
Dickerson,
stop
the Czech stop over
on
I've been to the Czech
I-35.
stop
Yeah.
what many times. Dickerson doesn't like the Bruins. So are y'all gonna have a fight too,
Oh.
Alan? Maybe we'll have broadcaster versus viewer driver fights too. We'll put that on airing of grievances. Maybe y'all should make a friendly wager at some point.
HBR joining us over there saying a great restart for the Trek Bar Media number 15. Yeah, he's working his way back up through the field little by little here. He involved in some physicalities out there earlier on, but Vince Short trying to work his way back up through the field.
I don't know why
We talked a little bit about it while you were offline there earlier, Turner, about HBR. HBR TV, Holler Boys Racing TV, is going to be the broadcaster for the Numb Thumbs Racing League Truck League that's coming up. So we'll get to watch a series without having to broadcast. It's going to be fun.
That'll be fun. Yeah, I love the trucks too.
They
That
do a
should
great
be
job over there.
Yep.
Well, we get back to green flag racing here as the 663 gets things started off with the 64 on his outside, gets a good jump there and gets on out in front. That's going to leave some mayhem behind him here as the 33 and the 2 of Juan Jimenez go side by side.
Guys clicking off laps. It's going to be over before you know it. Just over 20 some odd laps to go here.
Muth Delia and Collins, it looks like, are kind of nose to tail. That spread out. Looks like Delia's going to take over Collins' position.
Ooh, as the 23 snacks that outside wall a little bit.
He did, and there in front of him, there's a lot of activity up here. Wow.
There is Albert Anderson, America's driver, trying to cut his way up through this field, tucked in behind where the 33, the 15, and the 48 are all having a battle. And it's that 43 Adelia who's really trying to get back up to the front. He's one of those ones that's been really dominating this race with that 663 of Ryan Pandisio, other than that one little thing that he had going on with Ferdiani back a few laps ago. Almost getting into the back of the 31 of Scott Milner, though, there.
Ferdiani kind of slow. There's several cars able to make it around him there. I don't know. He might be down a cylinder or have some aero damage or something there. Paul is not making speed out there right now.
Down a cylinder, he must have barely touched the wall or something with these Harbor Freight machines.
Or well, the plug wires are gotten burnt on the header or something and shorting out. Could be any number of things here. The 43 has to check up. He gets right on Albert Anderson's, the corner of his bumper there. And to avoid wrecking them both, he lets off the gas. He's still sticking with him there, trying to make the pass.
Yeah, it looked like Albert was expecting maybe another attack there in the middle of the corner, so he ended up going wide there, which ended up slowing both of them up, and the 43 not quite able to get that pass done in time yet.
Speaking of Albert Anderson, everybody knows him as America's driver because he's awesome. Go over to trackdogsracing.com. You can get yourself some Albert Anderson gear. I got some. You can get AAA broadcasting gear, everything. He's involved in some craziness out there right now. Delia just made the crazy pass around him.
Yeah, he did. He's got the nose up underneath the 48 here of Holly, and 747 trying to follow him on through. Not quite able to do so. He's going to try again here in turn number 2. Gonna have to try really hard to get the run. Oh, the 48 sliding out wide. So 747 will get that move done. The 31 of Scott Milner now trying to use that momentum of the 48 falling back a little bit here to overtake him here on the backstretch, and looks like he will as the 64 Joe Hoggard, man, he's really trying to hold up that 201 a minute.
Yeah. Those guys up front are 14, and Juan's up 14, 16. That's impressive. I think Albert Anderson is not done with the guy in front of him. I'm just saying, I just feel like he didn't appreciate that pass that Delia made on him. And he might get him turned and learned.
Well, let's talk about something here for a second, guys, while we've got a few seconds to talk here. Albert Anderson's daughter, Madison, celebrated her 21st birthday, I think, today.
Nice.
So hopefully she's out there watching, pulling for her pop. Happy birthday, Madison, from all of us here at AAA Broadcasting. She might be having her a frosty adult beverage right now if it's her 21st birthday. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my son, my oldest, started at about 9 a.m. Or not, probably midnight, then just rolled it all into a 12-hour thing. Yeah.
But regardless of what she's doing today, you know, congratulations on making it another trip around the sun. Happy birthday, Madison.
Birthday. For sure.
40.
What about Larry Dickerson there?
43 Delia gets the pass done on Vince Short, and you know what, Larry? I'd say I'd be in on that. I'll put up a Kane's paint scheme on a car that I drive, but I don't drive anymore.
You have to change your Facebook profile picture or something. Me and my brother made a bet one time on a Cowboys Saints game, and he had to change his profile picture and proclaim his never dying love for the New Orleans Saints on his Facebook page. And he had to keep it there for I forget what we said, a week or something. It was fun. It was all in good fun. Y'all ought to make some kind of bet like that. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I like this bet. Dickerson says he'll put that Bruins pick on there if they go further. We just got to figure out what happens to Mr. Brown if the Hurricanes go further than the Bruins.
I guarantee you one thing though, Adam. Cowboys are gonna have a new kicker tomorrow. Guarantee you that.
Oh, did he just miss
I've
another
never
one?
seen he missed 3 extra points in one game. How do you do that? If you're not playing for the mob or something out there, that's statistically impossible.
Well, they did back the line up for the kickers. Maybe he's nervous, man. Maybe this is his first playoff game and he's nervous.
Maybe it's the holder's fault. Maybe it's like what was that Jim Carrey movie? Lisa's out, Dan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm catching the touchdowns. I just haven't been paying attention to the extra points because
there haven't been any.
I just not looking over there for that. I figured, hell, that's auto magic.
Alan Brown, a little bit of more trash talk here from Larry Dickerson. He says the Bruins' chances at winning a Stanley Cup is just about as great as the Dallas kicker making an extra point tonight. So,
well, if you
Yeah.
look at the
Wow.
standings over there, Larry,
whoa.
I beg to differ. As the 44 and the 23 having a little race inside of this race here, battling for some top 10 spots. 17 laps to go here as Hoggard still trying to hold up that 2 of Juan Jimenez, letting that 663 of Ryan Pandicio just absolutely get away from these guys. Kevin Delia still playing the catch-up game here, trying to maybe get back into the draft here and get back up onto the back bumper here of Jimenez and Hoggard.
I think whoever's going to benefit the most tonight is whoever bought the square, the halftime square in the playoff pool that has the 8 in it.
Yeah.
I think that's Maher might actually have bought that square in the office pool.
48 Zethali coming on down into the pits. Ferdiani and 00 Joe Bennett doing the exact same thing. So green flag pit stops with 16 laps to go here at Indianapolis.
Green flag pit stops. So we thought it might happen here. Here we go. There were more cautions tonight than I thought we'd have.
Which was kind of cool, actually. I mean,
yeah,
a lot of times
a
a lot of times we'll just see this thing turn into every car is 200 feet away from each other for 50 laps, and it's probably the most boring thing you've ever seen. Tonight, it was not. It was a little boring, but it wasn't nearly as boring as Indianapolis normally is. So I'll give them that. They had some pretty good racing. Still good racing to go. I have a hatred for this track. Unless it's an Indy car or Formula One or some crap.
We're not allowed to
see it.
We're not allowed to say IndyCar anymore.
We're not. Are we going to get banned?
Why?
Is Zuckerberg going to take us off the air for that?
So America's driver up there scraping the outside wall a little bit.
We sure did. Yeah, we can't say that anymore. I'm serious. I didn't know.
I think we can say it, but I don't know.
They banned iRacing. Don't say it. We already told. We were told we can't say it. But it's not. Oh.
I guess I need to be back briefed after the race as to what y'all are talking about.
Well, I think they're going to fight with iRacing is what the key.
It's a licensing thing. Okay, I got you. I'm tracking now.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what Brown's getting at.
Speaking of, so talking about the licensing thing, and I know probably not the time to do it, as the 67 of Cubby got little squiggle squaggle loose there, and right around with the 44, but he's able to get it without losing too much time or position there. But R Factor 2 is the one that holds the license to Le Mans. And so they just had their big virtual 24 hours of Le Mans. Had, you know, Max Verstappen, like, whole bunch of, like, super good real-life drivers in it and all that.
Oh, wow.
They had so many issues that they red flagged the race not once, not twice, but 3 times. Because the servers were shut down for about an hour and a half.
My goodness.
Yeah.
And all I gotta say is, well, that's what you get for leaving iRacing.
Oh, so they have their own little their fake vidya game over there.
Yeah,
They're trying to compete with iRacing.
yeah, R Factor. Well, R Factor 2's been around for a while. The problem is they don't have the infrastructure really to do those big name races. And
iRacing is the bomb. I mean, it has some stuff wrong with it. It is quality out here. The drivers enjoy it. And the best simulation in the game for the money, hands down. There's NASCAR guys on here clicking off laps to the almost perfection of the way they do these tracks and how the simulation is with the tires and all that. So don't try to mess with iRacing, guys.
And look, if you join iRacing, chances are you're going to join a session or something one day and race against some actual NASCAR drivers. We've all been there. We've raced with actual NASCAR drivers on iRacing before. We had a little hosted race that we did. We had Ty Gibbs in there running with us. We were at Pocono with Cadillac CTSV cars.
Yeah, sure was.
That was a lot of fun.
I think he rage quit that one because he wasn't first.
I don't remember.
Oh man, he's an angry child.
This is before he raced Xfinity and all.
Yeah, this is before he blew up right here in the Xfinity last season. But I mean, the point is, this is the platform right here, iRacing. I don't
absolutely
care as far as you're talking about simulation of auto racing. This is it.
No.
Open wheel, Mazda, the Legends, whatever. You got 4 wheels on it. This is the place you need to be doing it. If you're simulating somewhere else, you're wrong.
It looks like Tom Barish has put his car, that double nickel machine, up on the trailer. He's headed down to Daytona for next week's race. He's had enough of the Brickyard. Ooh, 31 big loose there.
Yeah, 31. And the 44, Dana Shepard, having a good battle there. As it looks like 64, Joe Hogard coming on down into pit road for his final pit stop here. I didn't see what pit lap he was back there on. So I wonder if these leaders, like Pandicio and Juan Jimenez, if they're going to make it here on fuel. Last pitting on lap 48, that's about 32 laps for fuel and tires here. It's gonna be close.
I think they're gonna have to come down. There's no.
Well, what about then?
Down in my mind.
But then you got Kevin Delia pitting on lap 52. I think he can. That's gonna be close.
That might be borderline.
And then Finch Short on 53. Same thing with Collins and Anderson. Here comes Delia. So there's your answer. If Delia's coming on down into the pits, then definitely Pandicio and Jimenez. They don't have enough fuel here in the remaining 9 laps to go.
Joe Hoggard's going to be the guy sitting in the catbird seat here, as he has already made his final pit stop. Well, that was a short pit stop.
It doesn't look like he took a full set of tires, maybe just outsides.
Yeah, he did not take 4, so. Ooh.
So it's all coming down to the strategy here tonight as we're looking to finish things up in exciting fashion here at Indianapolis. The 44 and the 747 starting to get evened up here, having a little battle inside this top 5. Pandicio coming on down into pit lane. And it looks like Jimenez will be staying on out. This is the 44. Dana Shepard is able to get around that 747. Big wingspan Albert Anderson has. Do you know how long I've been waiting to make plane jokes about, or plane puns about Albert Anderson's number?
Why?
Because it's the
747.
747.
I got
You know what? That was that went over my head, man. It was
It
pretty
did.
good though.
It got me too. I'm like, wait, what? I'm looking for arrow damage, like he's got a fender hanging out or something. I got you now. All right, I'm a little slow. I'm on flight sim probably more.
Have you
than
ever
guys.
seen one of these A380s fly over your house? I've had them fly over my house.
I've had
No,
C5s fly over my house when I lived in South Texas, but
They're pretty large. It's like a double-decker plane. It's bigger than a 747.
big plane.
Indeed, as
I like the
we continue to race around here. Will Juan Jimenez have enough? Will Vince Short? Will Mark Collins? Will Dana Shepard? Who's got what and how long do they got? It's 7 laps to go here as the 43 Adelia tries to sneak underneath the 48 of Holly here. Looks like Delia did take a full stop there on lap 71, so he's got fresh tires. And he's definitely going to use them up here, trying to rip his way back up here as much as possible to get to the front of this field. You got Ryan Pandicio. He's going to be there in 9th right now, trying to chase down this field. 64 of Hoggard, who did pit a couple laps before him, is in front of him by about 5 seconds here. So, man, oh man, it's all coming down to it.
I bet they all gonna need gas up here in the front. I'm gonna say it. I think they're just sticking around out there hoping for a yellow.
Yeah, we can hope in one hand and do something else in the other. I don't think they're.
See which one fills up first.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get one. I mean, the way it's spread out right now, that'd be.
So they're gonna get green flag pit stops, and they're gonna lose a lot of track position.
Yeah, and there's no time to make it up either.
Nope.
So
That's
we could
gonna
see
put
some.
Pendicio and Delia, the top 2 guys that we know have 4 fresh tires and enough fuel to make it.
Well, don't count out the. What about the guys with 53 laps? And shorts of the world.
I don't.
You don't think they're going to make it?
I don't
Okay.
know.
I know. That's why we sit here and watch them and talk about them. I don't know what you people think on a
test.
think about on YouTube. I mean, you can get put in a drawing to win something. So comment, let us know. We're the dumb ones. Let us know what you think is going to happen.
As Juan Jimenez heading down the back straightaway here. 5 laps to go now. Going to be coming down through turns 3 and 4. I'm willing to bet he's just in super safe mode right now. Vince Short is trying to catch up just a little bit here, but I'm willing to bet if we were to jump into that cockpit right now, speaking of, we can do that. You're going to be able to hear that Tua Jimenez just clutching it through these corners. Oh, yeah. Oh, he had the clutch pushed in as he was crossing the line coming down that front straightaway. He talk about trying to save fuel here. That too, man. He is pushing it to the limit here. What lap did Juan pit? He pitted on lap 48. So
I'm sorry, I missed Papa Joe Bennett's comment from earlier talking about how old Brady was. Sorry about that, Papa Joe. I missed that.
Yeah, Brady's old. You're not on top of your game.
Did you just address the question from Track Bar Media about what lap Juan Jimenez pitted on?
I did. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was checking the super fan of the race list here. I missed some of the commentary. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You're napping on the job. I'm going to have to dock you a day's pay.
Go ahead.
I will.
So here comes Vince Short back on up to the back bumper with 3 laps to go of Juan Jimenez, who is doing the best he can to save as much fuel as he can here. How short, how to the good are both of these drivers heading down this long back straightaway here as they make their final push of this run. Mark Collins as well trying his best here to save fuel and make it to the end. Same thing with that 44 Dana Shepard trying to make it to the end of this one here and try to make it up onto the podium. You got the 64 Joe Hoggard now, who did pit and took fuel only, catching on up to the 31 of Scott Milner. Both drivers on a pretty old set of tires, but the 64 of Hoggard able to get that pass done. The 48 of Zeth Hawley trying to get around the 3, sneak up into that top 10 here as Juan Jimenez doing his best to hold off that 15 as they make their way coming down through turns 3 and 4. Excuse me, that's 1 and 2. They had already crossed the line as they're now 2 laps to go here. Who has enough tires? Who has enough fuel? Who has enough just bravery here to push this one to the end?
It's going to take some guts here to do what needs to be done to make as many spots as you can here. This is, we're coming down to it. We only got 2 races left. Every point counts. Might see some guys getting turnt and learnt, as Adam likes to say.
And here they come. Vince Short running the outside. And Juan Jimenez trying to break the draft there up on the inside. Taking the white flag, so no more cautions here tonight. Who is going to do it here? Making their way down through turns 1 and 2. Now, still nose to tail, the 15 of Short trying to set up that 2 for a pass here on this long back straightaway. Just not quite able to do it. Again, the 2 going down to the bottom side, trying to break that draft, not allow the 15 to get any help to get reeled on in. But here he comes with a big lunge down through turns number 3.
Wow.
Going around him like it's nothing. But here comes the crossover from the 2 as the 15 scrapes the outside wall, breaking his way on down into turn number 4. It's going to be side by side. Can the 15 cross up the 2 coming out of turn number 4? It is not going to happen. So here comes the 2 of Juan Jimenez, saving all the fuel needed and crossing the line with the win.
What a battle to finish this thing off. Meanwhile, the 64 getting wrecked in the back of the field here.
Guess we were wrong on the fuel stuff. Yeah.
I'm telling you, big time wrong.
Man.
Vince Short, golly, man, what an effort to make that thing happen. And golly, I can't wait to talk to these guys. This is going to be an interesting conversation.
Well, what is it? Mark Collins, Hawaiian. I love that paint he's got out there tonight,
yeah.
though. Hawaiian punch machine.
Yeah, you know, he was just had a quiet day for the 23. Got knotted up in some contacts and whatnot, but for the most part, just kind of went around, did his business, and got the job done.
Cars out of gas. I think we got some cars out of gas, guys.
I don't doubt it.
The 2's out of gas. I think the 43's out of gas. Oh man,
I know.
So they barely made it.
I know someone isn't out of gas, and that's the 23 Collins doing some burnouts there.
Yeah, he's happy to have that 3rd place finish, isn't he?
Oh,
Burn it
I'm
down.
sure that one is the teammate to the 2, the 663 Ryan Pandisio, who we thought was going to be the one to possibly walk home with the win here tonight. Pushes his teammate around and tries to get him at least to the line for a photo here. And English, I know you got oh, never mind, he spins them. But I know you got an announcement to make there for the next person we're gonna have in the running for that wonderful keyboard.
Yes, sir, I do. We have a name to add to our big long list of names for the drawing for the end of this season for that awesome mechanical keyboard, and that's Nikki Short. So congratulations, Nikki Short. Always pulling for Vince out here on the YouTube, and always one of our fans that shows up all the time. Nikki, you have been entered into the drawing for that awesome keyboard. We got 2 more races to go, boys, and then we're going to be picking a name out of that list of names. What do we got, about 15, 20 people? We got about 20 people on there or so.
Yeah, just about. Plus, I think the drivers that participated in this season, they're going to be eligible as well.
Really?
Yeah, well, because they can't watch and comment and be a fan if they're racing.
It's a free for all, is what
yeah.
it is. It's fan versus driver. See who wins. It's going to be random, allegedly.
You're welcome, Nikki.
Oh, it will be random.
I know it'll be random. That is one thing that Brown does. He does the random stuff. It's not. We don't do any shenanigans like they do up in DC here.
It's all above board, as they say.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, while we're here, we can start these interviews underway, and we can talk to tonight's 3rd place finisher here, and that is gonna be Mac Daddy himself, Mark Collins in the 23 machine, walking away here with a podium finish here, Mark, and that's a pretty dang good job. Kind of quiet tonight for you. You got some passes done in there, but for the most part, it just looked like you got down to business and did what you had to do.
That last caution came out, I came in and topped off with Vince, and that was what got me this podium. My car was a handful to hold on to. It was about to spin out, coming out every corner.
Well, look, man, it was the high track temps that done it, and look, let's not kid ourselves. This track is abrasive as all get out, and it just burns the hell out of these tires. What was your strategy out there for tire management? Did you try to change your line at all, kind of run high and enter late, or did you just kind of check up early? Or
I was backing my corners up and getting in low, just saving the right front. The right front was the worst one for me. Just to keep maybe that, and then the fuel mileage turned my way and got me a top 3.
Well, you did a great job getting a top 3. Of all the, we see in a lot of different series. What do you think about this car, the next gen car, compared to the others?
I personally like the next gen car. I know DW absolutely hates it, but it's one of my favorite cars, I feel.
All right. Well, who would you like to thank before we let you go?
I mean, everyone over here at Numb Thumbs, DW is not feeling well, so he wasn't here to race tonight. Hopefully he can get feeling better quick. Just everybody at Numb Thumbs, it's a great league to be a part of.
You got that right, man. You guys are like a big old family over there, and I'm just proud to be a part of it with the NTG trucking and all the cool stuff y'all do over there. Great job tonight, Mac. Congrats on the 3rd.
Thank y'all.
As we move on up this podium here, we're going to talk to the 15 of Vince Short, who did have enough tires, but man, oh man, did it come on down to a heck of a battle between you and Juan. Just kind of walk us through those final, 5 or 6 laps when you were reeling them in, and how was your fuel situation? Were you kind of cutting it close, or were you really trying to run down that Jimenez machine?
I stopped on that last top off, and it put me about 2 laps to the good. And so I tried to make up as many spots as I could early and then back it off. And then I was playing with the fuel mileage the rest of the way. I kept going red to green, red to green, red to green. But I noticed that he was backing up quite a bit. And then when I got to him, I realized he was having the same problem I was. We were basically skateboarding down the track. Neither one of us had grip left, man. I almost tried to pull the old dirt slider on him, and I just didn't tap the brake enough to get it to bite. And then he had me coming off a 4.
That's where you have that Flintstones trap door in the bottom in case you got to pedal that thing across the finish line. But great job out there tonight. Nikki ended up being the fan of the race. Let me ask you something. If if Nikki ends up winning this fancy keyboard, it's going with her, right? She's not going to let you use that, is she?
Hey, she's done more than enough for iRacing and all my leagues as a whole to deserve that. So I've got enough new toys. She should get everything after that.
Yeah, she's one of our favorite fans out there on the YouTube. We're proud to have her. Congrats so much on the second place, man. That was a hard-fought battle. It was so fun to watch.
Yeah, I was kind of upset with myself early because I was trying a couple different lines. I know the line that usually works for me is to get down on the rumbles and let the rumbles turn my front, and I just overthrottled a few too many times and burn up my rear end. And then that's when I smacked the wall and took a bunch of the guys out.
Well, it happened a couple times tonight here with other drivers, getting into it. But you're in the podium. Great job. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
My wife, first and foremost, right off the top. She's my biggest supporter. She's the biggest broadcast supporter. All my racing leagues. My main sponsor, Track Bar Media, Holler Boys Racing, Holler Boys Racing TV, Two Blessings Thrift Store. My daughters, Ashley, Raylee, and Shelby. My granddaughters, Kira, Raylyn, and Amari. Happy birthday, Kira. Happy. She's a big one today. she's in the thick of the teens now. My brother Kyle, my nephew Landon, my mom Janet, and my sister Jessie, and my nieces Audrey and Adrian. Thanks with my team too, man, and NTR. Derek's a little subdued right now. We're thinking of you, bud, to get better. Thanks to you guys for a great broadcast.
Awesome, and thank you, Vince, for making this race extremely fun to watch, especially out here at the end. Congratulations on that second place finish here, man, and good luck coming up here next week as you guys head on down there to Daytona.
10-4, brothers. Take care.
And with that, we move on up to tonight's race winner, and it's going to be the 2 of Master of Saving Fuel, Juan Jimenez. Somehow finding that extra little bit of roll bar room to put some fuel line in there, Juan, and you're able to somehow make this one all the way to the end, up 16 spots without a qualifying effort. Great job out there tonight there, buddy.
Thank you, Alan. That was the most fun race I've had all season, honestly. And we've had a lot of really good ones, a lot of really good battles. I remember Vegas. But this one really takes the cake. Just the strategy, the tire saving. Usually we have the raw speed at ovals, but didn't really feel like we could hang with Ryan and Kevin today. So we just had to figure something out to get the win.
Well, I was trying to watch the replay after you crossed the finish line, and of course, iRacing, you can't really see fuel pressure or anything like that. Where did you run out of fuel? Was it when you took the backstretch after the finish line? I'm just kind of curious because we knew it was going to be really close.
So I started losing fuel pressure. So the next gen runs at like 65 fuel pressure. I don't know what the unit is, but that's just
per square inch. Yeah.
Okay. So you're the smart guy. I'm just the guy that drives. So it started running out of fuel pressure on the backstretch on the white flag. So I knew I had to. I still had like 0.3 or 0.4 gallons left, but I knew I had to save to make it to the end. So I clutched in like midway through the backstretch, and that's where Vincent lunged in and just tried to get a spot. So after that I couldn't really save fuel because if I saved more fuel, then he was just going to win. So I needed to just full throttle it and hope that I had enough fuel, and I ran out like 100 meters before the line.
That's incredible.
Well, that's all you needed right there. Long race, heck of a race, but you up 16 spots. Man, that is incredible. Great run again tonight. Who would you like to thank?
Oh, well, first of all, always got to thank the broadcast, y'all. I always love to go back after a race and watch everything with you guys. Not just the covering the racing, but you guys always have some interesting conversation. And I just enjoy hearing you guys It just sounds like you just really get along with each other, and that just makes the atmosphere so much so much better for the booth, just for the viewers. Of course, I always got to thank my sponsors, DEP Graphics and NTRL Racing, Derek Welch. They've always been supporting me from day one, and my teammates. It's just awesome to have a group of guys that we can always rely on each other to help each other out and just think through it. When we have a bad qualifying effort, we support each other, give each other the info that we need to get back up there, and just lucky to have these guys.
Great running out there tonight, Juan. Picking up tonight's race win and hard charger of the day. Congratulations, man. Go celebrate this one, and we'll see you back out here in action next week coming from Daytona.
See you next week. Should be fun.
Oh, man. Talk about the finish of all finishes here at Indianapolis tonight.
Yeah, that was a great one. I know that we talked a little bit about, well, these stock cars don't belong here. This race is, we got a low car count. Everybody's going to spread out. It ended up actually being an action-packed race. So it was great to see it turn out that way. I wish DW was here to run it as well, but hope he gets well soon, as he's in pretty bad shape being under the weather right now. If he's not racing, he is not feeling good. So hope he gets better, and can't wait for next week, man. Daytona's one of our fun ones. We love that one because it's not as wide as Talladega, but it's just as fast, and we're going to see some pretty fun action next week.
Yeah, no, this was fun. I was the one. I put the black magic voodoo on this one tonight.
Yeah.
I was just trying to will it into a good race. I did what I was told by the voodoo man, and it turned into a good race. I'm glad Juan enjoys our broadcast. At least somebody listens to it. I mean, we do say a bunch of asinine stuff, and we do have a lot of fun doing this. So that's bottom line.
We've known each other for years, so it does help with the conversation and all that kind of stuff. So glad some folks out there are enjoying it, because we're sure having a blast doing it.
And everything I say, it is not indicative of AAA
not
broadcasting.
Endorsed by AAA broadcasting.
It's not endorsed. Everything I say is my own words. Yeah, it's just me.
Yeah, where views and opinions
times
are shared by no one, because who wants to share an opinion with the three of us? But
exactly.
Either way, we get to go ahead and do this race rundown here to tell everyone where their favorite driver ended up here at the end of this one, with the two Juan Jimenez picking up the race win, up 16 spots, your hard charger of the day. The 15 Vince Short getting knotted up in a couple incidents there and still able to save the fuel and make it to the end to finish on that podium in second. Same thing with that 23 of Mark Collins. Great run there from Mac Daddy. You got the 44 of Dana Shepard with a good run there himself, having a few issues at the start, but settled it on down to finish here in fourth. The 747 of Albert Anderson with a top 5 finish here tonight, bringing that America paint scheme home. You got the 663 of Ryan Pandisia, one of the favorites that we thought was going to win this one here tonight, ends up here in 6th, not able to save the fuel needed. Same thing with the 43, Kevin Delia. Those two were going back and forth all race long up at the front, but comes on down to some fuel strategy here, and Kevin's going to finish in 7th. You got the 64, Joe Hoggard as well. He was cutting his way up through this field, coming up just a little shy and finishing here in 8th. You got the 48 of Zeth Holly with a solid run here tonight as well in 9th. With the 3, Chris Muth Jr. rounding out your top 10.
Oh, Cubby, Nathan Stanley in the 67. He'll finish in 11th place. 12th place will go to the Gambler, Paul Ferdiani in the 33. A little bit down on power, it looked like tonight at some points, but he'll still finish here on the lead lap in 12th. Scott Milner in the 31 machine will finish 1 lap down. Also 1 lap down, Joe Bennett, the 00, will finish in 14th place. 2 laps down is Chris Klein in the 18 car. Starting right where he finished right there, Bristol Thompson in the 45. Had some issues out there tonight, finishing 3 laps down in 16th. Mike Adamson in the 751. Man, he had some promise there early and started way up towards the front in 5th. He'll finish 17th, however. The 9 of Thomas Welch, not a good night for him either. Disconnected early. Got an early start down to Daytona. He'll finish in 18th place. 19th, Tom Barish in the double nickel. Some contact out there for him. And that looks like it. I think Justin Morrow, I don't know if he was our race controller or if he just entered the wrong lobby or what, but disconnected before the race started. So
he almost got through a lap. He was involved in the very first incident, and I think he called it quits after that. But
okay, thank you for that. Appreciate the intel there.
But nonetheless, that is your field here from Indianapolis, and we thank you all for tuning in and watching and hanging on out with us, because you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it. So thank you guys for showing on up. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you get alerted as we go live quite often here at AAA Broadcasting, and you don't want to miss a single second of the great race and action that we have to bring y'all. And if you do like it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button so that way the YouTube algorithm can share it amongst the people that might also like it, and we can continue to grow this great community. Of course, big thank you as well to the sponsors of tonight, like Gulf Coast Sants. Thank you guys for sponsoring this race here tonight. And of course, big thank you to ButtKicker and JP Designs and 3D Prints for jumping on board all season long for these guys here and supporting the NTRL. Big thank you as well to AdminBoxx, of course, been here since day one. Thank you guys so much. And big time thank you to Track Bar Media. Be sure to go check them out for all the video and photo edits and involving real life and sim life racing. Of course, big thank you to Sim Gear Central as well. Sounds like they're getting involved in the truck series, where I think like the winner or somebody's walking away with a brand spanking new button box. So thank you guys for supporting the NTRL. And of course, big time thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com as well for supporting being the merchandising supplier of the NTRL. Be sure to go get your merch from TrackDogsRacing.com, and of course Davidson Builders for the action replay camera. And that does it for us here tonight. We'll be live once again tomorrow night with the HCK Beagles Racing League taken to Talladega tomorrow night. So back to the plate track action in those fantastic trucks in a massive field. We can't wait to get this party restarted there with them. So on that note, until tomorrow, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.